Is my new project. Wikia is a completely separate organization, completely new organization. And the basic concept of Wikia is to take the same technology and the same social, the social rules and the social feelings of Wikipedia to build every other kind of book or work or community that people might be interested in. Basically, we're extending the Wikipedia model beyond just the non-profit educational and research communities into everything else. Even so, everything at Wikia is freely licensed. We use GPL software, open source software, free documentation licensed content. We also have a lot of Creative Commons content. The idea here is that this kind of collaboration, we've proven that it can work for the encyclopedia, and we want to see how far can it be extended. What else can people build? So we have several different projects. We have the library that started it all. So we have over 3,000 different wiki communities, and I'll give you an example of those in a minute. We're in 66 different languages already at Wikia, which is a lot less than Wikipedia, but we're a lot younger project. I would say that we have 67 languages, but we don't count Klingon, the language from Star Trek, to be a real language, but we do have a Klingon project. And it's information of enduring value. We also have a new type of site that we call a magazine site. We have a very popular sports site. And unlike an encyclopedia where it's one article per topic, it's news stories, things coming out every day, new information that tends to be more timely and doesn't have a long-term value. And then we have the search engine project, which you may have heard a little bit about, and we have a lot more to come. I'll tell you a little bit about that. This is a chart showing the growth of Wikia compared to the growth of Wikipedia. It's growing just as fast as Wikipedia did, but 3 years later. So this graph shows Wikipedia in 2002, 2003, and compares it to Wikia in 2005, 2006, showing that we are having the same type of growth and the same type of experience. Well, why is this? I mean, one of the interesting things that's going on is that search engines love conversations. Search engines, we do very, very well in Google rankings because of the way that our content is generated. It's exactly what people are looking for online. This example here, I did a search for the word Muppet, and because we have a very popular Muppet site. And it's interesting to see here that this link here is the only link on the page that is from a traditional top-down broadcast media. This is the official Muppets.com website, which is written by the Muppets people and sent out. Everything else here, so for example, the images are all pulled from various fan web pages. This is a Muppet Central is a Muppet fan site that's a user-generated billboard. These two are both Wikipedia entries. This is the Wikia site. This is a YouTube video. So all of these things, the majority of the things that come up first in Google are citizen-generated media, Web 2.0 type properties. And this has become very dominant online in many, many areas. I use this example of the Muppets to give you a little bit of an idea of what is different about the Wikia projects versus Wikipedia. If you go into Wikipedia and you search for the Muppets, you would find, at Wikipedia, you would find around 300 different articles about the Muppets, which seems like a lot. You have an article about the Muppet Show, Muppet Movie, Sesame Street in different languages, Big Bird, Kermit, Miss Piggy, all of the major characters, Jim Henson, who was the creator of the Muppets. Wikipedia has an article on almost everything you can think of about the Muppets, and that's around 300 different things. Well, at the Wikia site, which is called Muppet Wiki, this community, it's a small community, they've been working together for a long time, and they've generated about 15,000 articles about the Muppets. This is an astounding thing to imagine. It's been nearly 2 years now that they've been working. In December, it will have been 2 years since they started with 0 articles. In that period of time, they've generated a comprehensive guide to the Muppets, but also everything about how the Muppets interact with our culture. So to understand a little bit why this is different from Wikipedia, this is the Wikipedia article about the Ford Motor Company. It's a very typical Wikipedia article, a very good article. It tells about the history of the company, the current projects of the company, the current management, the size, the sales. It tells basically everything that you would expect from an encyclopedia article about the Ford Motor Company, except it does not tell you anything about Kermit and his TV commercial for article. Basically, this is an advertisement campaign that ran 2 years ago. Kermit always has his famous song, "It's Not Easy Being Green," and this is for some hybrid vehicle, which is a green vehicle. So they did a television commercial. It's a very minor part of the Ford history, but it's the only thing that the Muppet people care about Ford. This is the kind of information, the kind of detailed, long-tailed information, as we call it, that would not appear in Wikipedia. This would be too detailed. If you tried to put this information about this TV commercial into Wikipedia, the Wikipedia volunteers would say, no, this is much too specialized. This does not belong in a general interest encyclopedia, but it does belong in the Muppets wiki site. So this is the kind of thing that's going on. We have thousands of these sites on specialized topics, things from Muppets Wiki to we have Uncyclopedia, which is a parody of Wikipedia, so it's a humor site. So every article is a fake article that tries to make fun about something. We have a World of Warcraft wiki for the online video game. We have thousands of these sites growing simultaneously in many different languages, and it's really becoming a broader phenomenon than Wikipedia was. We also have our search engine project. The idea of the search engine project is to, again, extend these ideas of transparency, openness, free licensing, and community control into the search engine space. Right now we have a situation where Google and Yahoo and the major search engines are all using secret algorithms and proprietary software, so that we have actually no idea how they choose to rank things. A lot of editorial decisions are made behind closed doors in the search engines, and we don't really know how or why those are made. My concept is to create a new form of search engine that for the end user will be very similar. You go in, you type a search term, and you get some search results. But if you want to get involved in the project, you can become directly involved in all of the decisions that are made. How are things ranked? What goes first? What gets in the first? And you can actually, as a user, access that debate and understand why things are ranked the way they are, and come and participate if you don't agree. This project has received an enormous amount of press attention. Here's a magazine cover from the United States. It says my picture on there. It says that I'm Google's worst nightmare. I don't know if that's true, but my mother bought 10 copies of the magazine. So I guess it's okay. And so basically all of my work is really designed around this concept of let us all imagine a world in which every single person on the planet is given free access to the sum of all human knowledge. That's what we're doing. So this is really the core principle behind all my different work, and each part of it focuses on a different thing. Wikipedia focuses on the sum of all human knowledge, meaning a concise database that has a quick summary of everything. For Wikia, it's much broader. It's much more in-depth information. For the search engine project, it's really more about free access. How do we make sure that the public has access and control over what information is available? All of these things depend on a deeper philosophy about web design and about community design. I always like to give this example because I'm often giving speeches to people who are talking about how to design websites and how to design spaces for social interaction. And I ask everyone to imagine that you've been given the task of designing a restaurant. So you have a blank sheet of paper and you're going to design from scratch a restaurant. And so you think to yourself, well, in our restaurant we're going to be serving steak. We're going to have steak, and the people will eat the steak. And of course, whenever people have a steak, you need to make sure that they have knives so they can cut the steak. So if all the customers have knives, the one thing that we know about people is they might stab people. And so if we think this through, we think, well, we better keep all of the customers in cages. This is the only way we can be safe, that since the customers are going to have knives and they might start stabbing each other, we have to put everyone inside a cage. Well, this kind of thinking makes for a bad society. This is not how we think about restaurant design, and I believe it's not the way that we should think about the design of social spaces for online interaction. Too often when we think about designing some place for people to come and participate in the project, the very first thing that we do is think of all of the bad things that people might do, and then we begin to design around all of those bad things. The Wikipedia model is to really say, no, let's imagine how we like to interact socially everywhere.